Hi guys, welcome back to A Window to the North. My name is Sara. I am an expat. I love to travel, to experience new cultures, new food and everything that entails. And here on this channel I wish to share my experience with you, give you tips about traveling, about expat living, and hope to inspire you to travel and experience the world if that is something that you want to do, and to also, hopefully at some point shape a community of like-minded people, a hub for people that like to travel and feel inspired by visiting different places and experiencing different cultures. So recently I started this series about the saying that travel is life-changing, mind-opening, how traveling changed my life, and all these kind of sayings that there are surrounding that. And I thought I will actually go into more detail if that is something that you wonder about or that is interesting to you. I have been traveling a lot and living abroad a lot during my life, so I decided to look at different life spans here and how the experience of living abroad actually has changed me in that window, in that time frame. I made a video about how moving abroad as a child has, I think, influenced me, changed my personality, my perception of the world. It is up here, and as always, everything that I am talking about and that I can find information on, as well as the videos that I'm mentioning, will also be linked down below if that is something that you want to look up. So today we'll talk about how traveling has changed my life in my 20s. My 20s were, if you wish, the time span where I rediscovered traveling for myself. So I traveled in my early childhood, moved abroad with my single mom, and then spent my teens back in Germany. I am German. Spent my teens back in Germany, and then in my 20s started to travel again, this time on my own as a solo traveler and student. And those are probably the years, my 20s, where I lived in the most amount of countries for the shortest time period, but also where I kind of really leaned into that travel bug. They are, however, also the time where I, in between trips abroad, have been moving back home to Germany. So in my 20s, I in total did 3 work internships of half a year each in Helsinki, Brussels, and London, as well as a 1-year exchange here in Northern Arizona in the US. Lived in Flagstaff and went to Northern Arizona University there, as well as then permanently moved to Finland because the last internship, the Finnish internship or the Helsinki internship, turned into a permanent job opportunity that I decided to take. What did I learn from this experience? I suppose number one, actually, I studied hotel management because I wanted to be able to travel the world. So I kind of had set myself up for a life of traveling, and I learned that I was willing to work really hard and long hours in exchange for, at a really bad pay also, in exchange for being able to experience the world. Like I said, I worked in hotels. Hotel internships are notoriously underpaid, actually. I have done some where I wasn't paid at all, just offered bed and board, or maybe bed and board plus 200 euros, 300 euros. I believe in Brussels it was 350 euros payment plus bed and board, which did not, cover the hours that I worked there. But I got to live abroad, I got to learn French, I got to experience a new country, and particularly in this time of my life, although I was in a relationship which was long distance, I did learn to spend a lot of time by myself, and I did learn a lot about the art of solo traveling and of solo living abroad, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for having learned to explore by myself and to be content with my own company, also to go out of my comfort zone and make a lot of new friends. There's a video on that linked down below, because I know that this is something a lot of foreigners or expats or nomads struggle with. It has also learned me the importance of learning the language of where you are, and really helped me embrace the language learning process. Big part of learning a language is to actually dare and speak, to dare and make mistakes, and to be able to laugh about the mistakes you do. I have made a lot of very embarrassing mistakes in all my foreign languages, and honestly, first of all, this is the way that people connect with you, and you learn, because the words that I made the mistakes on, that probably will be, don't know what happens to videos if you use that if you express those kind of words here on YouTube. But anyways, I made a lot of very embarrassing mistakes. I learned that that is a natural process of the language, because you can only only learn a language when you dare to speak it and dare to make mistakes, although as grown-ups we struggle with that because we are afraid of sounding or looking stupid. Another thing that I learned that has changed me, that I would do differently were I to repeat my 20s and my travel experiences of my 20s, would be that I wish I had done more. I wish I had experienced more. In all the countries that I've been, I was so occupied with my predominant reason for being there, either be that working my hotel shifts. Yes, I did explore the cities that I lived in a little bit, or then as a student in Arizona. I wish I had explored more. I wish that I had more time, more money, more energy to particularly Arizona, which I mean has an absolutely mind-blowing nature. I was so busy studying, working to finance my stay there in my times off. I did not have as much time to explore and experience as I wanted to. One big thing that really changed my experiences in all of these countries was to make friends with locals, both from a language learning perspective, but also from an understand culture, understand the country, understand everything about that experience kind of way. So particularly in the US, we went as a group of exchange students, and as anywhere where you go as an expat, it's really simple to just stick to other expats because it kind of feels safe. You have the common ground of being a foreigner in a country, of having this scary experience. But honestly, if you try and befriend locals, it'll enrich your experience so much. Locals can be your cultural broker. They can explain the culture, the mannerisms, the country to you on a level that a foreigner never could, and therefore really give a certain amount of depth to your experience that you otherwise couldn't achieve. Last but not least, traveling abroad in my 20s has taught me a lot about how little you actually need in life in terms of stuff and comfort to still have a very rich and beautiful experience, and how these experiences actually make you a lot more happy than all the stuff in the world could. What I mean is, I've spent a lot of time living in my 20s in not the most comfortable accommodations, be that that I spend a lot of time in hostels that, you know, people find questionable because of the shared dorm and bathroom situation, that I still had a wonderful time in because I made a lot of meaningful human connections. It means that whenever I was traveling, I basically only had 2 suitcases with me, so all my belongings were in these 2 suitcases, and I kind of learned how little you really need and how little stuff really matters when you get to experience and to focus on more important things in your life. And I learned how much more meaningful connections over, you know, a shared meal, a shared drink, a shared experience are than all these kind of superficial things that we tend to pay so much attention to and that we tend to work so hard to achieve. If you are interested in a video about accommodation particularly, I have another one down below. Other than that, if you are in your 20s and you are considering moving abroad, be that as a student, I have a video about that too that I will link below, be that as an intern or in any other capacity, I can only tell you to do it. It is not always easy. You will also be, you know, homesick, you will be far away from home. It'll be a whole new experience, but it'll be an experience that will help you grow, that will help you mature, that will make you independent, and that will really broaden your mind for our world. And I think that is a beautiful thing to experience in that age range.